Hello everyone. Today we are setting up an APA style paper. It's very basic. You can see here that this is the model that I'm using from Purdue Owl, and it's incredibly detailed. But I just want to focus on the kind of the essentials. So that's what we're going to be doing today. You'll notice on my left here I have a copy of the template that I've made for you, and then on the right, like I said, I have a model here from Purdue Owl. I want to point out too that this is a student version of the APA 7 format. There's also a professional version that has other details that you would need that you just don't need right now, but you'll notice kind of like there are some notes here that sometimes just specify like, oh, if this were professional paper, you would want a running header and things like that. But we're not going to worry about that today because you are a student and you will be writing a student paper for me. But just make sure you do check in with your instructor because some instructors do want the professional version regardless. Alrighty, let's get started. So the first page, unlike MLA that has all the, information on the left here, is a title page. And you'll see that you kind of just organize exactly what's saying right here. Everything in the center of the title page. You have your title of your paper in bold. You have some spacing. And then it asks you for the following information for yourself. So you can put your first name, your middle initial, and your last name. And then, of course, if you wrote your paper with a partner, you would include them as well. And then you have the school you are attending, the course name, the teacher name, and then this is the day that it's due. So it's not the day that you're writing, it's the day that the paper is due. That's what you're going to put there. So why don't we go ahead and pause and fill out our title page. Okay, let's move on to the second page. The second page is reserved for something called the abstract. And the abstract is just a summary of what your paper is about. And what I did here was I took the sample paper, I erased all the details, and I only kept kind of like the beginning of the sentence frame to help you write just a very brief summary. So this is a summary. It's not supposed to be longer than a page. It's really not even supposed to be longer than 3/4 of a page. We're just trying to give the reader a very basic idea of what we're writing about. So you kind of introduce the problem, you go over some main ideas, and then you talk about how your paper is going to end. The only kind of weird part is that you'll see here that the paragraph is not indented. It starts where the margin is, and then the indent comes where the keywords are. The word keyword is italicized, but you'll notice on the sample paper that the actual keywords are typed in just regular typeface here. So the keyword section, the purpose of it is that if someone were to Google search for the topic that you're writing about, that maybe your paper would show up in a database. So it's a way for people to find your paper essentially and the research that you did. All right, let's go ahead and pause the video and just write a brief abstract about our topic. And then also go ahead and pick out some keywords that you think are essential to your reader's understanding. All right, moving on to our actual paper. So our actual paper begins on page 3. You'll notice again, we have the full title in bold, and then we just go through regular paragraph style, inputting the information that we researched about. You'll see here, though, on the sample from Purdue Owl, it's very extensive. It even gives you an overview of how to do headers. It shows you how to include, I think, different figures as well, like graphs or pictures. Yep, here. But I'm not so worried about that today. But in the future, if you have to write a student paper with headers and figures or tables, then this is a really nice model. It tells you exactly how you would do that. All right, so let's go ahead and pause this video and input the body of our paper. All right, and last but not least, we want to create a reference page. So just like MLA's works cited, the reference page starts on its own page. So for example, right, if our body essay ended on page 5, then our references would begin on page 6. Now, unfortunately, the way that we cite sources is not the same between APA and MLA. It's a different format. So when you're using like a citation machine or if you're looking in the manual, just make sure that you are looking at the APA citation style. There is a little bit of guideline here on this PDF from Purdue Owl, which you can kind of sift through, or you can, like I said, just use the citation machine and make sure you designate it as an APA citation, and that'll work. All right. When you're finishing up your paper, please make sure that you have deleted all my highlighted instructions. I just included that in case somebody was doing this without the video. But go ahead and now end, and happy writing.